And they need to turn the world into a complete mess and a war zone and starving people everywhere. They need absolute and utter anarchy so that they can create the order that they want. After all, the motto of the Illuminati has always been Ordo ab Chaos, which means order out of chaos. And this is why it's necessary to create the chaos, because it is through the creation of chaos, when this chaos is controlled, it will eventually lead to order. Absolute order, absolute lockdown, and a scientifically, mathematically crafted form of tyranny. And that's what the people of the world have to look forward to, unless they stand up and take the matter in hand. And this needs to be done peacefully. It needs to be done very soon. It is because of the extreme type of totalitarian system that these people are trying to put in place that I feel the need to speak out now and to wake people up to what's going on, simply so that the people do realise the opportunity they have now to avoid this type of future. We have the opportunity to create a much different future. And all that is needed for us to create this type of future is to understand the connection we have to each other and to start doing the right thing, to start running the world properly, to start running our societies properly. Stop putting value on money and instead put value on humanity, put value on the planet, put value on life. That is the key to the whole thing. Put value on life and act in empathy in all that you do. Empathy is the most powerful and the most important emotion that anyone can embrace. Now, talking about the mathematical, scientifically crafted form of tyranny that's being put in place, you've also got to understand how the minds of those who are putting this system in place work. You can't hate these people. These people are not consciously evil. These people are simply polarized. These people are simply locked into that energetic state. This is simply the way they are. This is simply the way those frequencies operate. And all of the negative action generated by these frequencies that these people are locked into, all of this is necessary in order to wake up the rest of the consciousness, because the more negative it gets, the more positive it gets. When you look at these people and you look at the situation of the world and you look at the crimes that have been carried out and the amount of corruption that does exist, it's okay to observe this corruption and these crimes for what they are, but don't judge those that have carried out these crimes. These people are simply polarized. I don't hate any of these people. I simply don't choose to go along with their idea of reality. I simply choose not to make myself subjected to the society that they are structuring. I simply won't have any part of it. I mean, if I have to, if it gets to a stage where it's them or nothing, well, I'll just walk into the forest and I'll live off the forest. And that'll be the last anybody will probably see of me. Because I simply won't have that type of society. I simply won't be part of that type of reality. But I would prefer not to walk into the woods. I would prefer to wake up as much of humanity as I can. I would prefer to help people connect with the field the way I have done, because once you connect with the collective consciousness that we're all part of, once you do connect with the conscious energy field that makes up all of reality, it's a place you just want to take everybody you know to. I just want everybody that I know, I want as many people in the world as possible to feel this connection that I have felt, because once you have felt this connection, there's no turning back. This is why I talk about this so much, folks. And I probably come on here and say almost the same thing every show. I'm always talking about energy. I'm always talking about this connection. I'm always talking about the way we solve the problem is to connect with each other. And I'm sure a lot of people fail to understand what I'm saying. I'm sure a lot of people probably think I'm just repeating myself. But this is so important. This is the key to everything. And this is why I talk about it so much. Now, on many previous shows, I've spoken to you of the necessity to fill in the petitions, to send them off to people, to contact your members of parliament, to write letters to your newspapers, to put posters up, to hand out flyers and all this sort of stuff. But I think it's also important for people to put these activities in perspective. When you do this stuff, when you write to your politicians, when you write letters to the media, don't expect them to act on this information, because they won't. They simply won't. The system's corrupt and they're not interested in people that are trying to fix it. And a lot of the petitions, people will sign a lot of petitions and the government will simply ignore them. And this is what we expect the government to do. The government is corrupt. They aren't going to do what the people want. But by ringing these people, by sending them emails, by writing them letters, by just continually hammering away at it, you let these people know that the cat's out of the bag. And you'll find that as more and more people jump on the bandwagon and start contacting their representatives and start making blogs and start putting posters up and start writing letters and making phone calls, it simply lets them know that we know and that we're not going away. And it lets them know that more and more people are waking up. See, ultimately, it isn't the government that's going to bring about change. The government is designed to prevent change. The government and the laws and the whole legal system is designed to protect those in power. It's not designed to protect the people. So you can't expect to be able to fix the problem using that system. There's an old saying that says the master's tools will never dismantle the master's house. And this is very true. What's needed is unity amongst the people in a united stand. There are a lot of groups that are formed, as I've often said, there are a lot of small groups that are formed addressing certain issues. And this is all good. We need to have all of these groups addressing these small issues, but we also need to have all of these groups united on the one front, addressing also the corruption that exists at the top that is allowing all of these small issues to be perpetuated. There's a group of wonderful ladies on YouTube at the moment that are making a stand against Monsanto, and this is excellent. This is excellent work from these ladies. And now we need to have this group of people that are standing against Monsanto. We need to have the group of people somewhere way over on the other side that are standing up against the slaughter of whales. Another group that is standing up for gun rights. A representative from all of these groups, all of the different groups that are addressing all of the different problems, the pollution, the oil spills, everything. There are so many issues that we face. There are so many little subgroups facing all of these issues. We need to have a representative of all of these groups now form another group which is addressing the cause of all of these smaller symptoms, because that's what they are symptoms. And we need to have this group focused on the corruption at the top that is allowing all of these symptoms to be perpetuated. That's how we fix the problem. We don't need to do this violently. We only need public awareness. That's all that's actually needed. Once people become aware of how the world is actually run, it's like a slap in the face with a jug of cold water. Once you wake up to what's going on here, there's really no turning back, folks. That's another reason why I continue to speak out the way I do, because once you become fully aware of exactly what's going on here and what these people are doing and how this system is run and how unnecessary all of the problems that the world faces actually are, it becomes a moral thing. There's just no way you can't speak out about this stuff. Well, that's the way it is for me anyway. That's the way it's become. And I think it's really important, because once people do wake up and become aware of how this world is run and do become aware of the situation that we face, the ease with which we could change this situation is remarkable. But the most important thing is unity. We really do need to unify on all levels, folks. Divide and conquer is the motto. We really do need to see all of the smaller problems we face as simply being symptoms, and we need to address the root cause of all of these problems. Think about what all of the disruptions on the world are always presented to the people as being about, and what most of them are about when they erupt naturally, even on a suburban level, even on a family level, on a social level. Most problems are based on need. Most problems are based on need or desire. Most problems are caused because of a lack of abundance. Most problems are monetary based. Problems are caused because certain sections of society are marginalized.